Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. How are we doing? Today I have another S&D breakdown with strats I used to get to Iridescent in Season 4 and the seasons beforehand. I did a S&D sort of analysis breakdown on Invasion before, and that went down really well and people seemed to really enjoy it. So I thought, you know what, let's do it on Rio, a gameplay where I get 13 kills by the end of it, I believe. And yeah, there's a couple of clutch situations in there. There's a 1v2 in there. There's some situations where we've got men down or teammates down, and they've got more lives than us, and we somehow still clutch it up. And I am solo queuing as well, so I'm hoping to fill all of those avenues and maybe solve some of the issues you find you're having on Rio S&D itself. I've skipped the first round because it was awful. We just got absolutely wiped, and I thought, you know what, let's just cut it straight to the bit that we're sort of interested in. We do go down 5-3 as well here, so there's a real good example of how you regain and what strats you can use to hopefully implement into your gameplay and become better S&D player on Rio yourself. So that second round was also quite straightforward, so I didn't really need to talk too much into that. But the nitty-gritty stuff happens pretty much from now. If you have any questions about the gameplay as we go through it, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and I'll answer any questions. If you're not sure why I'm doing something, just ask. Now, a strat I like to do here is as I'm running from my spawn into where I am, I notice, or I'm trying to hear how many grenades get thrown to our side of the map, and that is usually a good indicator of how many enemies I sort of hear. Because what tends to happen, if we take a look at the map in completion, when enemies are pushing through sort of this area here, they like to throw a stun over in this direction or maybe over there, just to try and stop any sort of people pushing up to B. Sometimes they like to land them there. So what I try and do is, as I'm pushing through this side to where I am, so here I try and listen to see how many grenades go off towards B on our side. Obviously, if my teammates are throwing grenades over here, I've got to try and identify which ones are which side, but essentially I'm just trying to listen for how many grenades are being thrown over this side, and that will help me determine whether or not it's a B or an A push, unless they bait it completely, of course. So yeah, I notice a couple of grenades go off. I try and chow this. Unfortunately, get bad time on player who's pushed out to P2, but I get some damage out, throw grenades for a little bit of safety and then back up completely. If I'd have pushed that aggressively, there's a good chance he'd have just sat on the police car Harrz, and I'd have had no cover and I'd have probably died. So I'm really trying to play this position. Now, from here, I'm enabling my teammates to pretty much just focus on B. So from where I'm laying down here, they can't really cross this whole side of the map. So anyone who wants to come out, I've got boxes is covered, I've got the whole flank towards garage covered. So all they really need to focus on is this middle area and bridge, and there's 3 of them to do that, so they should be able to do that successfully. But yeah, this is why I don't mind laying down here. I've made a little bit of noise. My teammate was at the back there, and it's gone a little bit quiet, but they have since got bombed down. That's because my teammate gave it up. Now, you might be wondering why I threw that smoke in. That's because there was a player there beforehand. So if they're playing as a team, and I believe they are, they're going to be communicating that I am sort of, they're going to communicate, I was over here somewhere. They're going to be probably watching their flank, and the fact I throw a smoke over here gives them extra caution that I'm going to be pushing around their flank side. So there's going to be a little bit more attention on this area of the map than there would be where I'm actually going to be running, which is front. So the smoke was a massive diversion because they're going to think I'm coming from that area. Yeah, that was all the thought was behind that. So now I'm pushed into this area here. We've got a decent amount of teammates here. We've got 3 people here, and so we're essentially trying to read the push down. They do get quite aggressive as well. We've got teammates sort of out the back here. I'm with a player called Merc right here, and we do get chowed by a player out of top Zig. So get that kill. I notice my teammates being shot immediately from the right, so I try and trade this player here. Get that kill. Back up to health, back up to heal, and all 3 of us have got a kill at this point, leaving it into a 3 versus 1 situation, which is massive because now it really narrows down where they could be coming from. Now, what I'm trying to take notice of here is where bombs planted for. Now, if bomb was planted for this side, they would only be able to see it from maybe bridge and where we've just come from. But the fact it's planted for the other side sort of tells me they're going to have to check it. And the only way they can really check it from the other side of the bomb is either eskies, like their eskies over here, or down vending alley, or they're tucked up in you. Which is why I've noticed it's coming from that area. I know it's planted for that side, and I just chal it fairly straightforwardly, and that is the round over. So I'm 3 off a cruise here, so we're not, obviously 3 off a cruise is quite fast still, but yeah, we're trying to see what we can do. What I'm trying to do from this position is just see if anyone crosses over the right-hand side here. So from here, I can determine whether or not we've got control of this right-hand lane. And if you have control of this right-hand lane, it opens up the entire map really for you. Yeah, it opens up this entire area there, which means you can, rotate into the back, you can get top bridge, you can, go into P3, you can go all the way around the back towards A. It opens up so many opportunities if you know that this area is clear. Get a player a bit weak on the back right, throw a nade, hit the nade, hit another 2 bullets, and they're still alive, so clearly the nade may have hit somebody else. So that tells me we're in a little bit of a struggling position here. So we are now in a 3 versus 2. I've decided to back up a little bit because I've shot a lot forward. The enemy's going to be like, okay, there's a lot of focus front, let's see if we can pinch. And a lot of the times people do pinch, and while we've got a decent amount of time there's still a minute on the clock, I am just going to try and watch the pinch to see if I get an opportunity presents itself. Looking to see where the teammate is. I notice a player back there. Unfortunately, whiffed my shots a little bit. Not ideal. Great teammate brings it back down to a 2-2. And at this point, I'm trying to play really safe. I'm trying to be a bit, elusive. So at this point, the teammates just died like sort of top mid area, which tells me there's an enemy around here, maybe like in this vicinity. There could be bottom here, I guess. But generally speaking, that's where they're going to be because that's where I've just had the gunfight from. And my teammate was in this area here. So the enemies are likely to be sort of in here, P1 maybe, so in this general area. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if I can sneak around and take a route to A, I should be able to get this down pretty easy because they're going to think I'm back here. That's the last time they knew where I was. There's an enemy here, an enemy in this area here because where my teammates just died. They're probably going to be focused in on this corner of the map. So if I can somehow get around to A, that's what I'm going to try and do. So we'll see how that plays out just here. So again, I'm cautious. I'm not just sprinting to A because I don't want to get caught with bad timing. So I'm constantly checking my back. I'm constantly checking the corners. As I say, I've got plenty of time here, so there's no harm in being too cautious. But you can see I'm constantly checking my back. Even when I progress this far up, I'm just checking my back because you never know if you get a bad timing. And that guy, unfortunately, gets me absolutely one shot. I bait the plant. So if I break down exactly what happens there, I am getting shot. I lay down, right? The fact that I stand up and they have disappeared tells me that the last they know as a team is that I'm planting. I've just stuck the plant. I'm not sure why they haven't aggressed towards me. They should have done that. Maybe they wanted to regroup as a team, but essentially they think I'm planting now. So it's my opportunity to go, okay, let's try and throw him off guard. Now, the longer I'm here, the longer time they have to sort of close in on me, especially considering, there's probably someone on my side of the hill. So the chances are that I'm going to be pinched from the right. There was someone middle, and I'm just assuming that was the player who trailed me from boxes. So in my head, I'm thinking, right, they think I'm planting. I need to try and get out of here. Now, because I think this player was sort of in our spawn side, I don't want to go right. I want to go into their spawn and wrap around and try and plant it at B. So that's sort of where my mind's at. And again, let's see how that plays out. So we get out fairly swiftly, creaking the door open just because I really don't want to make any noise. Check my right as I'm running through it. And then time is really, really strict right now. So what I'm doing when I'm planting here, you can see that I can see bomb. If I end up being on the stairs, I can see bomb from there. I can also see bomb from their rescues, and I can also see bomb from our Zig as well. So there's a lot. Sorry, yeah, bridge or Zig. Sorry, not their rescues. The bomb's probably in the way. So these are things that while I'm planting, I'm being very cautious of, and I'm taking mental notes. Okay, where can I check bomb from? Just because it's going to be a little bit tough in a 1 versus 2 situation. So I get out with my life here. Now, what I'll do there, I wonder if you guys can sort of figure out why I've done that. So they are behind me directly here. So what I've done, I try and stay far right so that I'm covered by the pillar in U. And then as I jump out the right, they now think that I've gone right. But what I do, I wrap back under towards Zig and check the bomb. Now, the reason I'm checking bomb quite so quickly is because they think I'm very, very weak, right? And they also think I've gone right off the bridge rather than left. So they're not going to be expecting this whatsoever. So I get quite lucky here, get the guy off the plant, I'll go off the defuse, and then I get the player who's meant to be defending them. So I'm on a streak, so I'm, again, going to play quite beggy. So you'll see me do the same exact strat as I've done before here, because nobody's caught me yet here. So I'm fairly chilled about where I am. And again, I've got the whole A push. I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing a lot of nades through, so I'm marking B to tell the enemy team, or to tell my team, that they're probably planting here. Now we're in a 2 versus 4 situation here. B is completely open. I don't really want to leave A, but when you're in a 2 versus 4, you want to stick together, especially as a 2-man. So my main focus from this point is to try and, get together if you can. Managed to get a free kill. Again, that's from being absolutely cruddy. That'd have worked even if I was, even if I was in this corner looking this way, that'd have worked. But in any case, I had the A cross. They always tend to send someone A just to spread the map out a little bit. And my teammate did a massive job at getting another kill as well. So it brings it to a 2 versus 2 situation. And again, in that case, you want to stick together because realistically, they're probably going to be split. So yeah, you want to stay with your teammate, trying to work out what they're doing. I throw a smoke to throw him off the scent, and it allows us to get over to their spawn. So my teammate's doing a massively clever play here in doing this. Now, what they think, because essentially what's happened there, if I break this down from a map perspective, they're here, the bomb's down at B, and we've got 2 people here. Now, when we smoke this area here, that tells them that we're probably likely to go up to Eskis. So they're or push through the smoke and challenge them directly head on. What they're probably not expecting is us to go all the way around and hit bridge, because they're not going to be watching this. It's going to be quite a rare push. They're going to think they're going to, that have seen us if we go that way. And they're probably not going to read that play. So that's why I'm trying to try and get to this area of the map. Now, the thing they're definitely not going to expect is a push up their side of the map, because we were both spotted the other side. Unfortunately, don't get that first kill. Also, don't get that second. That's just tough. If I'd have got that second kill, I probably wouldn't. It would have been in a slightly better position. But hey, it is what it is. The right thought was there. I had the right play. I just didn't execute it properly. So it is what it is. Again, we're trying to maintain control of that right-hand street. We've got 2 players watching forward, so I'm happy to take a step back a bit and watch the mini-map and check. But because we've made a considerable amount of noise towards B, I then smoke the bridge to make them think we're even if they had a smidgen of an idea that we're coming B, a smoke at bridge is going to make them definitely think we're going B. And then I've live marked A through the wall, and to highlight to the team that I'm going to be running A, and I literally just sprint my way down to A. Now what you'll notice here on the mini map is there's 2 enemies left alive. They've got 2 lives left, and there have just been 2 red dots in our side of P1. So that tells me A is completely free. I can get to A and plant, no problem whatsoever. And that's what I try and do. Teammates putting on a lot of pressure from their side. I managed to get bombed down. Now, because I'm so certain that they were both P1, because I saw them on the radar, I can plant it for boxes, and this allows me to, if I need to make a clutch situation, I can run around to boxes and see bomb from there. I'll also be able to see it from garage as well behind me, which is where I'd normally be. So planting it the more open the possible when you can is a massive advantage. So again, you'll see me here try and just get myself to boxes. Get shot in the back. I noticed they were, there. I think they're going to chase me. And unfortunately, I just lost that gunfight. I was really gutted about that, but they did live mark me. So that was, I think they traced me up and round. So yeah, it is what it is. We get back to 3-all. Again, the theory was there. But yeah, I just didn't execute it quite as well. Now, because of how unsuccessful or how unlikely they are to challenge, I sort of thought, let me just absolutely leave it. If I can get somewhere cruddy B, and I can make sure that they can't come and flank our left side, which is, they can't if they're here. Even if they go here, I'll be able to kill them because that's over here. I can just guarantee that they're then pinned into this middle area. Maybe they go top bridge, but they're pinned into this mid area, maybe back here, or maybe bridge if they plant B. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure they can't get through this left-hand side. So I'm playing this real cruddy corner. They're probably not going to check this. And I get an absolute freebie. But again, I get a kill. I get straight out of the situation. And yeah, I've instantly put in pressure on bomb. I've just smoked the bomb out massively, which means they're going to be tweaking a little bit. They're going to be expecting me to hop it or, at least get somewhat close. And I just didn't read that guy. That was a good play from that player there. Yeah, I fall, and then I believe we lose the round. Yeah, 4-3. So again, I'm trying this. You know what? If it works, don't change it. If don't fix it if it's not broken. But what I've been able to do there, because they've stopped challenging this side, because we've put so much pressure on it every time and nearly got kills every time, we're able to get so far into their area that we can just do what we want. So unfortunately, my teams didn't follow me. But yeah, we managed to get relatively towards the A site fairly easily. And I just get really awful timing there. Sub diff. I had an AR here to sub. It's a gunfight for a sub. And now we're 5-3 down. So let's see what composure we try and maintain just to keep up with the opponents and eventually win the game here. So I communicated to the team that I'm going to cruise B, but I'm just trying to get initial info here and stay alive. Like, that's my main focus. I know there's 2 players now, and I get all the information from this cruise pretty much. They're all middle. I see there's one back P2, the rest are middle. I managed to get a kill. It's now a 3 versus 3 with bomb down, and we can't lose this round. Now, again, you'll see me using my utilities fairly well this game. I've just naded Zig. I've then smoked Bridge, so their eyes are going to be Zig. Their attention is going to be turned towards Zig and Bridge. Now, that allows me to hopefully find an opening through their side of the middle. It's 30 seconds on the clock. I'm conscious of the time. This player just doesn't expect me to be here. And the last player I see in you. We get the kill. We get the defuse. Happy days. Now we're on offense, and our last couple of offenses haven't been successful. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let me keep the sub out, because every time I've used the MCW, the recent times we've lost the gunfights. It hasn't been ideal. My teammate gets a massive kill to open up the right street completely. Again, I'm smoking you, thinking, allowing them to think I'm going to be pushing up that way, and then I'm challenging, round the side. That person would have probably been watching where I was coming from if I hadn't smoked it. The fact I smoked it make them check it. And yeah, we get information on the last player outside Eskies because of the gunfight they've just taken on our teammate. And I've planted for the exact same spot, Bridge and Zig. And there we go. That's the round win. Drawn 11 kills. Round 11 is here. Let's see what we can do to clutch up. So again, because none of my previous strats of going A or going left street have worked, I'm deciding just to hit them head on. So what you'll see I do there is when I throw the nade, let me just zoom that back a little bit. That nade, if I pause it right there, as you can see from my arrow, is slightly left the middle. So what that'll do, where am I? Let's say I'm here, I'm throwing it over this side, over towards bomb. That's going to land pretty much here. So if anyone from their spawn decides to run a Peskies to get to bomb, they're going to be impacted by a grenade very quickly. So yeah. Just deters them a little bit. There's also now a trophy support in sight, but what I've noticed when I've pushed up that way, I've had no frags come my way, I've had no stuns come my way, and on my headphones I can hear there's a lot of stuns being thrown towards A. So yeah, I'm legging it there. My teammates just marked, oh no, I've marked that, sorry. But yeah, I'm legging it there. I'm trying to get there as quick as I can because I believe that's where they're coming. I then see 2 people, I hear shots, I pull up the minimap, I see 2 people their side of middle. And now my head's going, okay, maybe they're going B. And we're now in a 2v4 situation. Massive 2v4 situation, and it's looking like a struggle. Now, what I was going to do there, my aim there, if I zoom this back again a little bit just to break this down, what happens, they have bombed down. Again, I'm very cautious. This guy, what my plan was to be, because, they've had so much dominance over B, they're probably going to plant that. I'm thinking if I can get around here and just pinch them as quickly as possible, I'll be able to catch them off guard. Thankfully, this guy chows at the perfect time, allow me to, pick up this kill fairly straightforward. And then I smoke it. Now, what smoke does, it allows me to, again, you're going to see me use smokes fairly frequently here. It allows me to push up through it, check if anyone's challenging me. You can sort of smoke glitch if you sit on the rim of the smoke. And then as I back up down. So because they're in a team, they're going to see me get that kill. The enemy, the player who I've just killed, they're going to see me get that kill, throw a smoke, and then run towards our spawn. So the enemy team are going to be able to communicate to their team that they've run to spawn. So I've sort of baited the kill cam a little bit there, hoping that the enemy I've just killed communicates that I'm running into the spawn. I then get a lucky kill there. Thankfully, I ended up face to face, and my teammate also just got a kill, leaving us in a fairly winnable 2 versus 1. So again, the important thing here is just to buddy up. Teammates just got communication that they've just gone B, so I'm just trying to, you know, see if I can get this kill. And we're not really sure where they're at, so I'm sort of trying to check where they could be coming from. But as long as I don't really leave my teammate, one of us can just take the defuse and one of us can defend. My teammate eventually gets the clutch and we win 6-5. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something. As I say, if you have any questions on why I've done certain things or the plays I make or the best ways to throw stuns and nades and stuff like that, feel free to message me down in the comments. But I'm hoping you can see the use of util and smokes on this map eventually got us the dub. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now.